Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the show. This is Sports with Stawberry Ice. I'm your host, Jeff Trunapole. And as always, I'll bring you sports from a West Side point of view right here in the great city of Cincinnati, Ohio, home of Joe Freaking Burrow and the Cincinnati Reds. All right, guys, if you found the show, hit that like and subscribe button. I am up to 643 subscribers. That is awesome. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Now, this show and every show is brought to you by T Properties. T Properties, quality housing for quality people. Check out their website at www.tpropertiesllc.com for all your rental property management needs and your rental needs. All right. Joe Freaking Burrow had his weekly press conference today. I got some questions and answers that he went through this week. I thought they're kind of interesting. So, first question was, through 2 weeks, you are leading the league in pass attempts. Would you like to have a chance to have a more balanced attack on offense? Joe answered, whatever it takes to win. I'll throw it 0 times. I'll throw it 100 times. Doesn't really matter to me. Just have to start winning games. I agree with Joe. They need to start winning games, but I do think 61 attempts, it's a little much. Need to try to get the ball to mix in and get that run game going a little bit. All right, another question here. All right, something that's been missing. This is a good question. Something that's been missing is the big plays this week, like the downfield plays. We don't have that because, well, one, Joe hasn't time to do it. But Joe answered it this way. That's something that is an emphasis for me this week, is getting that right. So I guess they've been working on the downfield options. Hopefully, my opinion on that is, and I can't take credit for it. I stole it from somebody who suggested it after the Bengals game on Thursday night. I went live on Bengals Nation, and they suggested that Joe Burrow should roll him out and try to get him out of the pocket, get him away from that rush to try to give him more time to get the ball downfield. I don't know if that's what they have in mind, Joe. Wasn't going to give any secrets away, but to me, that would be a good thing to do for hopefully this week against the Eagles. All right. Now this is really good because this is more, I thought he'd get more of a development with AJ Green, but he's had a really good one with Tyler Boyd here. The question is, your development is really good and you have a really good rapport with Tyler Boyd. Why is that? Joe, he goes, he's a really good player and he gets open. That's a key. You got to get open to get the ball. John Ross. And he understands what we are trying to do in the offense. I am excited to work with him. He's a great player. That's one thing about Joe. When you look, he dropped back for 61 times. But it was to like 5 or 6 different receivers. There wasn't one guy. How many years has it been when Andy Dalton would just basically rely on AJ Green and that was it? He would be looking for him. Joe is spreading the ball all over the place. So people like John Ross, who honestly I think shouldn't play this week, and I think Auden Tate should play. We've had some discussions about that on Bengals Nation. But guys like that, you get open, Joe's going to give you the ball. All right, now here's another question. How is your relationship with Coach Zach Taylor since the season has started? He said it's been great. Both of us are very confident in each other, and we both are itching to get that first win. You and me both in Bengals Nation, yes, we are all itching to get our first win. Jeremy, my boy, what's up? This is my broadcast partner. We're going to do shows after every Bengals game. So, like I said, game Sunday, we'll be doing it Monday. Let's see here. Joe, I'd love to see Burrow with a good line. His average time to throw is, 2.4 seconds. That's ridiculous. That's why I'm saying, Jeremy, the line, as I know, probably isn't going to get much better. I hope. I'd like them to try to see if they could try Adeniji, the kid they drafted from Kansas, see if he does any better. I don't know. But if you roll Burrow out, then maybe it gives him a chance, to get away from the rush and to get the ball downfield. So I like that idea. I mean, because he did that in LSU. It's not unfamiliar to him. He can run and throw the ball pretty accurately. All right, let's see here. Okay, here we go. This was a good question from Dave Lapham. Now, because sometimes like Donaldson for the Jets last year, he was calling the field saying, or heard on the field saying, I'm seeing ghosts. Like he thinks people are coming and they're not because he's gotten hit so many times after 2 games. That's what we don't want to happen to Joe Burrow. But Dave Lapham asked this. He said, are you seeing the field the way you want to see it? Are you trusting your eyes? Basically, are you having time to look downfield, make a decision, and pass the ball? And so far, in last week's game, and they played well on today's game. So he thinks he's taking a step in it and getting better. I mean, honestly, I do think he's gotten better. So anything, Jeremy, try anything. Yeah, that is an idea, Jeremy. At this point, you might want to try anything. Let's see here. To be big step. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. I know he got asked about throwing the ball away, if he could get better at that. And he said there weren't too many. Okay, the question is, there weren't too many throwaways. Is that something you need to improve on over the season to avoid these big hits that all us Bengals fans are worried about? And basically, Joe said no. Well, he said, I got to share how he answered. First, he said no. I'm going to try to extend plays and make plays down the field. Now, then he comes back and says, there was one play last week and one play the week before, or I should have thrown the ball away. So if I can get those right and not take those sacks or turnovers, then that's the next step for me. So, I mean, I think he's talking about holding on to the ball too long, which I don't think, like Jeremy said, he's only got 2.4 seconds to throw the ball. You got to make a pretty quick decision in 2.4 seconds to, get the ball out there. Yeah, I know my internet is lagging. It's really been not very good this week. Is it looking good now? Am I doing all right now? Or is it still lagging? I know it blacked out on me for a little bit there. I hope it's doing better. I hope you guys can see what's going on. Anyway, the technology here. So I do think if he could try to throw the ball away in certain situations, that would help him. Like I said, the line, I think I said this on yesterday's show. If the Bengals can just give him a little bit of time, we're going to get some wins this year. And next year, if they can fix that right side of that line or just fix the offensive line in general, we're going to go to the playoffs. Despite fixing or adding anything to our defense, which I still think we need to add stuff to our defense as well as the offense, or as well as the offensive line. But the offensive line has got to be the central important thing in this offseason is to get that better. Oh, it's better. Good. Thanks, Jeremy. That's good to hear. I'm glad you guys can watch me without me freezing. So yesterday I couldn't even post it on the podcast because my video was so bad. The audio was terrible. It wouldn't have been fun listening to, so I didn't get a chance to post it on the podcast. So anyway, as you can see, that's some little excerpts about Joe Burrow's press conference. He's still very confident in what him and Zach Taylor got going on. I do think it's going to be a tough game this Sunday versus the Philadelphia Eagles because, like I said, the Eagles are 0-2. They're supposed to be, they're not supposed to be 0-2. Nobody's surprised 0-2. Nobody's surprised we're 0-2. So we're going to get the best Eagles out there. But Philadelphia fans, man, you guys are rough. I mean, I heard something earlier today where they are tweeting directly at Carson Wentz, basically just telling him how awful he is. They're already calling for Jalen Hurts to be their quarterback. So it could be an interesting thing. I mean, Carson Wentz it could be bad. He just might want to go, forget you guys. I'm a good quarterback and stick it to the Bengals. Or the pressure could get to him and we could see Jalen Hurts in. I don't know. I mean, honestly, I'm hoping for the latter. I'm hoping it crumbles and we get it's rookie QB versus rookie QB, and we'll see if we have a good game or not. But that's come up Sunday. But right now, as you can see, I'm in my Reds gear. And I know, Jeremy, I'm going to start talking about the Reds, so you might not watch anymore because Jeremy's all about the Bengals. So anyway, but the Reds, yeah, they lost last night 3-2 to the Pirates. Sonny Gray returned. He had 8 Ks in 5 innings and 1 earned run. TJ Antone came in with 2 innings and 2 earned runs. Now, I know a lot of people are like, why did Bell take Gray out? And if you watched me at all this year, I have been very hard on David Bell on pretty much everything. But I got no problem with this. It's his first game back. He had looked great. He wasn't in pain. If we're going to the playoffs, we need a healthy Sonny Gray. So I'm fine with that. And honestly, TJ Antone has pitched awesome for us. Reds, you got to score more than 2 runs. I mean, Nick Castellanos, Nick Cablastos, as some people are starting to call him, hit a 2-run homer in the first inning. I'm like, yes, this is great. Woohoo! And then we don't score anymore. And it's just, this team is going to have that. I mean, that is the one consistent thing that this team has done is not hit consistently. I mean, they've hit more consistent in the last, 2-3 weeks than they have all year. So it's going to happen. They're going to have games like that. It's frustrating when Mike Moustakas leads off the inning with a double. You get him the third, and you can't get him in. It's just very, very frustrating. And poor Nick Senzel, man. This has been such a rough year for him, injury-wise. And then he's out for, about a month or a couple of weeks there. If you had the coronavirus or whatever was going on with that. He is just struggling because he was up at a big at-bat to try to get Moose in, and I think he struck out. I don't remember. He grounded that 1 or 2. Anyway, that was frustrating last night, but it's been so much fun watching the Reds here lately because they haven't been doing that. They've been adding on. The thing is, they still add on with home runs more than I like, and I know people are like, well, that's baseball now. Right, that's baseball now, but if you watch the teams that actually win the World Series, they don't do that. They hit and run, they move players over, and, that's how baseball plays. Let's see here. We got 4 games left. How many do we need to win to get in? Let's see here. I'm getting to that. Hang on. I got that written down. Hold on, Blake. Give me one. Our right now, well, we have more than 4 games. Yeah, we do have 4 games. And you're right. My bad. We got tonight and then 3 against Minnesota. Tonight's game's at 6:40. Our magic number is 4. I mean, we need 4. Either win all 4, which you got St. Louis and Philadelphia losing. So let me go through the playoff scenario that my buddy Tim Beadle wrote down for me and sent to me this year. Okay. All right. With a win tonight, it makes their playoff path much, much easier. Now, in his opinion, I kind of agree with him. This is the biggest regular season game the Reds have played since 1999. Because where it stands now, the Reds are 1 game behind the Cardinals for the NL Central second place spot. That Cincinnati currently occupies the 7th place. Now, the major number is 4. If you get in that second place, you're guaranteed a playoff spot. Now, the other good thing that the Reds have going for them is, well, okay, this is the problem, actually. Let me go get with the problem here. The problem with this is St. Louis holds the tiebreaker over the Reds because they have won the season series 6-4, which I cannot stand the Tweety Birds. And if you guys remember in not 13, maybe it was 12, I think we couldn't beat the Cardinals that year. It seemed like at all. And that was the year of the big fight with Jason LaRue and Johnny Cueto's kicked him in the head and all that stuff. And we ended up winning the division, but we still lost the season series to the Cardinals. Like we did, unfortunately, this year, 6-4. But the good thing for the Reds, moving forward for this, the Reds play Milwaukee. I'll get this right. Milwaukee and St. Louis play each other 5 times over the next weekend. So this is why this is such a big game. If the Reds can win tonight and win 2 out of 3 versus Minnesota, they might be able to sneak into that second place spot in the Central Division. And if you get that second spot, then you're guaranteed, a playoff spot. So this is a huge game night. Their offense has got to show up. They got to play good. And it's going to be fun to watch. All right, Jaron, how do you feel about their pitching staff for the Reds? Bauer and the rest. Yeah, Bauer pitches tonight, dude. I mean, honestly, Bauer, in my mind, has had a Cy Young award-winning season. Yeah, I know it's only 2 months, but who cares? It might be the very first – actually, if he wins it, it'll be the very first Cy Young the Cincinnati Reds have ever had, which is unbelievable. That still boggles my mind. We are the oldest franchise in professional baseball, and we've never had a Cy Young award winner. So, like I said, tonight is a very big game for the Reds. They got to win. What do you guys think? Do you guys agree with Beetle that this is the most important game to the Reds since 1999? Because if they win tonight, it makes their playoff path much easier. It's just the way things are going. I mean, Philadelphia is dive bombing. So I don't want to jinx this. I don't want to really say we're too worried about them, which I'm not worried about everybody. Right? It is Cincinnati sports, and you never know what's going to happen. So, like I said, tonight Bauer's going. They got to get that win. If they win tonight, then they win the series. It'd be 2 out of 3, which I think that would make their 4th series in a row they won. So they've been playing so much better here lately. Jeremy, I'm with you. Love him as a man and as a pitcher. Yeah, Jeremy. If you guys, I don't know if you guys ever follow Trevor Bauer on Twitter. He cracks me up. All the stuff he's going against the clown. I always call him the clown, Rob Manfred. It's entertaining to watch Trevor. Now, hopefully, the Reds will sign him because I think the problem they're going to have is Nick Cablastos could also opt out. I'm not saying they can't, but I would be very surprised if they signed Castellanos and Bauer. I love Nick, but for me, you got to get that pitching. I would keep Trevor Bauer, and he only wants to sign 1-year contract. So let's see. Yeah, I got it. Blake, yeah, I got to agree. Win tonight would boost the players' confidence going into the Minnesota series. Yes, and if you heard what I read that Michael Lorenzen said after the White Sox series, Michael came out and said that proved to them that they belonged in the playoffs. Because it's been nothing but a struggle. First month of the season, it was like watching that offense. It was like pulling teeth, dude. It was, I mean, like I said, I've said this before, the beginning of they were not doing any professional bats. I mean, they were getting deep in pitch counts. They weren't doing any of that stuff. Now they are. They're working a count. They are moving players over. They got Moose to third last night. They just couldn't get him in. That's the thing. It's like, especially I'll just say just now, these games are so crucial for the Reds to win. I mean, people ask, how many do we need to win? We need to win 2 out of 3, 3 out of 4. Win them all. If you win every single one of them, we're in. So just win them, and then worry about the playoffs later. That's the thing, is once you get into the playoffs, the Reds got three of the best starting pitchers in baseball. I mean, you guys remember the Atlanta Braves? How many years did they win? And they had three starting pitchers, and everybody else changed. But they had three dominant starting pitchers, and that's what the Reds have right now. Let's see what Patrick got. How does it feel to be excited about baseball in 7 years? It feels weird for me. I agree with you. It is weird, but it's fun. I mean, it is a blast. I am so happy because, I mean, I'm sick and tired of watching Cubs and the Tweety Birds. Oh, my God, the Tweety Birds. They always go to the playoffs every year. And people are like, well, they don't win anything. Well, they won the World Series, but I would rather go to the playoffs and not win than not go to. Trust me, I'd rather go to the playoffs and win the World Series, but I'd rather go to the playoffs and not than not. The last 7 years have been awful watching this team play. So it's been very exciting. What's up, Mike? Exciting watching this team, and it was that's why it was so frustrating at the beginning of this year because I was so excited. I'm like, we got the pitching because I remember last year we got Trevor Bauer, and I got a buddy of mine who lives in Chicago, so I went to a Cubs game up there, and the Reds weren't playing, but I'm wearing all my Reds stuff. I had my 513 hat on, and I was wearing a Michael Jordan jersey just so they wouldn't totally hate me. I had the Reds on and Michael Jordan. But anyway, I started talking to some Cub fans, and I was dead serious, like, you guys are going to be in trouble next year. The Reds have got the best pitching in the NL Central. I said, Bauer, Gray, Castillo. They're looking pretty good. Now, also, the Reds, right before the show came on, the Reds tweeted out that they had sent, I think it was Tyler Stevenson. I think that's who they sent down. And they activated Wade Miley. Let me double check what I sent out here so I don't give you the wrong information. You can always just go on my page and look it up like I'm doing right now. Yes, the Reds have reinstated from the 10-day injury list left-handed pitcher Wade Miley and option out player Tyler Stevenson. Now, which not surprising. Now, one thing is kind of, I won't say surprising, but let me find the lineup. I got the lineup right down here somewhere because they were talking about Garcia. They brought him up. He was going to play all the time. Yada, yada, yada. And where did I write the lineup down? I can't find it now. And anyway, Freddie Galvis is playing again tonight, which, I mean, I understand because you're down to the nitty gritty. Yeah, here you go. And you probably want your veteran players playing. So Freddie Galvis is starting tonight. I'll go in the batting order real quick. I'll get to you guys. You got some more questions. Hang on. So I got Shogo leading off, which Shogo has been a godsend. I'm so happy for that man that he's finally hitting and he's in the leadoff spot where he deserves to be. You got Nick Cablastos in second, Joey Votamatic third, Gito Suarez at hitting fourth, Mike Moose at second base batting fifth, Jesse Winker's DHing, the Punisher. This is all the nicknames lineup today. Aristides Aquino, Freddie Galvis at shortstop, Tucker Barnhart is catching, and the man Trevor Bauer is pitching. All right, let's see here. What we got here. Amen. Yes, amen, Patrick. I agree with you, brother. Amen to the Reds actually having a fun September. It is been a blast watching so far. All right, let's see here. Jeremy, I used to hate watching the Reds play until the All-Star break, then completely lose it. Yeah, it's great seeing them playing great in the later part of the season. Yeah, I agree. I mean, like I've said in other shows last year, I thought the Reds could at least been more competitive during the season last year, but the second half it just crashed and burned, and yeah, it was kind of disappointing last year. But this has been a lot of fun. All right, Mike wants to know about the Bengals. Why is that the Bengals? Why do the Bengals get Richmond again on the practice squad? I have no idea, Mike. That is a very good question, but he's on the practice squad, and I don't see him seeing the field very often. But hey, they might be trying to throw the kitchen sink out there to protect Joe Burrow. So I don't know, other than they are trying to find anybody. What's up, Cat Pole? How you doing? Welcome to the show, buddy. But there's lots of people who, after Thursday night's game with the Bengals, were saying, just go get somebody off the street. Well, they did. They got Redmond. So they got somebody off the street. It's somebody they know. And, there's a reason those guys are on the street. And there's a reason that we have the guys we have, because they're better than the guys that are on the street. So we're going to have to just go with what we got for right now. So anyway, let's see. I've been on for about 14 minutes. I want to get on. If you guys got any more questions, go ahead and fire away. But I want to get my Facebook groups after that I help run. I got Bengals Nation, which Jeremy and Mike, who have asked me a couple questions, are on that with us. And just remember, Bengals Nation and a lot with Stawberry Ice, we are going to be going live again Monday, 5 o'clock after the Bengals game. So make sure you guys check it out. And very, very soon, I will be getting software so I can link all this up to Facebook, and it'll be a lot easier to find me. All right, so I got Bengals Nation, Reds Country, Bearcats Country, and Cyclones Country. So these are all Facebook groups that I help run. And Mike's in all of them too. Jeremy, he's only in Bengals Nation. So anyway, we invite you guys to join us, join the conversation, join the community. It's a fun time. We just try to give you the best information about all of our favorite teams. Just have a great time out there. All right, let's see here. What we got here? Or one of my podcasts. What are you talking about? Patrick, or join one of my podcasts. You have a podcast? Or I know I have a podcast. Let's see here. Hey, Patrick, or join one of my podcasts. You have a podcast? What's your podcast, Jeremy? I'll give you a shout out if you got one. I don't even know what it was. Let's see here. We got and it's good to see the players we got this past offseason to be clutch. Yeah, for once. But they weren't last night. Moose was and Castellanos Cablastos. They were, but we need more of them. We need more guys to step up. But yes, it is nice. Cap hole. When would you get Joe Freaking Burrow on the show? I don't know. That would be wonderful. Why don't you work on that for me, Cap hole? I think that's a good mission I should send you out on. You go out there and you tweet out Joe Freaking Burrow, and say, you need to be on this guy's podcast web show. His name is Sports with Stawberry Ice. He's a huge Joe Burrow fan. He loves you. He would love to interview you. I think you should try to get that out there for me. All right. Now, I invite you guys to follow me, Sports with Stawberry Ice, on all my social media platforms. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And hopefully I'll be able to get this up on the podcast. And if I do, check me out and give me a 5-star review. YouTubers, this is awesome. I'm up to 643 subscribers. I'm going live here because I'm hoping to get more interactive with the people who comment. Because I do get a lot of people that comment on the show, and it's a lot easier to do it this way, than to sit there and scroll through them all and try to type. I mean, we can still do that. I got no problem. If you guys want to comment after the show, no big deal. I will try to get to you and answer as many questions as I can get to. But I just think this is more interactive, more fun. I mean, I try to do the show like I want sports talk in Cincinnati, That's the thing. Cincinnati, I don't think we have that many sports talk shows that we get to talk about sports, and, it's all we get all national stuff. So I'm trying to do a local one here and see if we get some people to talk and have some fun here. All right, Jeremy, let's see here. What do you got? Let's get Bobby. Yeah. Only if Bobby Hart actually is not a swinging door or swinging gate, then yes, let's get him on the show. That would be awesome. Why don't you work on that, Jeremy? So I got Cap Hole trying to get Joe Freaking Burrow for me, and you are going to try to get Bobby Hart for our show. I was trying to keep his show. Yeah. Hey, dude, if I could get Bobby Hart on there, I'm sure lots of Bengals fans would like to talk to him. I don't think Bobby Hart would want to be on there. But anyway, been a fun show. Trying to just keep it interactive. We're trying to do this every day at 5 o'clock. And just remember, Bengals Nation, we're going live there. 5 o'clock the day after every Bengals game. So make sure you guys tune in, check it out, tell all your friends about me, and that's your sports, baby. See you guys.